Hello and welcome to my video on administrative ideas in Europa Universalis 4. Administrative ideas, to talk about it's very difficult because there's so many good ones, and they're all quite situational in their effectiveness. So I'm just going to start at the top and go all the way down to the bottom and try my best to explain which ideas are good and which ones you should take. Now, the first one is innovative ideas. Innovative ideas is an interesting idea group. It gives a lot. Prestige decay is nice, having a high prestige is good. Technology cost reduction is incredible, probably one of the best things in the game. Possible advisors is nice but not important. Inflation cost reduction insignificant. Monthly war exhaustion is stupidly good and stupidly powerful, but can be replaced by Defend of the Faith, so its effectiveness is it's brilliant, but it's at the same time you shouldn't have problems with war exhaustion if you have Defend of the Faith, and you usually do in this game. So leaders of upkeep +1, also fantastic. Advisor cost -25%, incredible. Specifically now that you can update your advisors to +5 with a specific add-on, I believe. But if you have that add-on and you can do it, and the advisors are 25% cheaper, it means you get free admin points for money, which is a brilliant thing. People usually don't take innovative ideas though, because there's just so many other good ideas. So I'm going to go over the rest of them now. But it is a nice idea group. If you're interested in it, I'd also advise to look at this list here that I'm opening up, which is the policies, if you have another idea group with it, and seeing what you can get. So if you have, like, as an example, influence ideas, you can get this policy at the bottom. Foreign advisors, advisor cost and aggressive expansion impact, it's pretty nice. I mean, if you have the points for it. Religious ideas is one of those idea groups that is stupidly powerful because of this. It means if you border someone who has a different religion, meaning if you're Catholic and someone's Protestant, Reformed Protestant, Anglican, Muslim group, anything that's not your religion, you can declare a religious casus belli, and it's better than your normal casus belli until later when you get imperialism, but that's late in the game. That's like in the 18th century, 1710 or something like that. So you usually take religious ideas very early, and you take it with a country where you know you'll be fighting a lot of foreigners. It's also quite good for converting land. So as an example, you take Spain. Now with Spain, you're spoiled for choice really, and it depends how you want to play the game. Well, let's say you want to attack North Africa, that's the kind of game you want to play. Then I advise to take religious ideas, because you can convert the land better. More missionaries. Stability cost modifier is actually quite nice if you believe you're going to take quite a lot of stab hits for one reason or another. People usually take this idea group just for that. Missionary strength +3, fantastic. Papal influence is good if you're Catholic. Tolerance of true faith, which means your religion, +1 happiness, it's alright. More prestige is fantastic. Conversion against heretics. Heretics are, I believe we'll have a look. This is your heretics, there you go. So it's anyone in the Orthodox and Coptic faiths, and then when the Protestants come later, they're also heretics. And culture conversion cost, and yeah, not important. This is the reason why you take it down. Countries, like I said, any country which borders a lot of different religions. Ottoman Empire can use it quite effectively. Spain, like I said, anyone really, apart from countries that you don't want to take it with are pretty much your German countries, where you'll struggle at the beginning to get towards anyone until the Reformation. Yeah, it's one of those idea groups that not many people take. It's debatable if it's really that good, because like I'll show you in the other administrative groups also, it's just incredible. there is so much competition. If there was not so much competition, then this would be an easy pick. But like I said, I'll talk about the better ones in a second. Economic ideas, I like it. But because it's got so much competition, it's pretty much something that you probably won't end up taking. I like it because of the development cost minus 20%. It's just great. Monthly autonomy change. It helps you so much with money, with developing, with just expanding your nation exponentially and just creating an incredible amount of wealth. But because of all the other, like I said, competition, it's an idea that just gets left behind. If it was in any of these other brackets, if it was here in diplomatic, you'd definitely take it, because I think it's better than trade in many ways. Expansion is something you don't take unless you're desperately want to play the expansion game and you want an extra colonist and the extra global settler increase and the global trade power, and think, just if you want this and this, then take it. But like I said, there's so many good ones that this is pretty much useless. You can forget it. Like I said, all these 4 ideas, this is the weakest one, and these 3, they're just outclassed by the next 2. Administrative ideas is one of the most powerful admin ideas. It used to be more powerful. It's been nerfed now due to the influence idea and administrative idea policy, which you can see here when it pops up. That's been nerfed. It used to be minus 20 diplomatic annexation cost, which was fantastic. So like I said, world conquest, admin, influence ideas. If you were doing a world conquest, you take these 2 and they were pretty much standard picks for that kind of thing. Or when you really wanted to expand and use vassal mechanics and etc. Right? So that's been nerfed. But this is fantastic. Core creation cost minus 25% means when you conquer land, it is 25% cheaper to core the land. It costs administrative points depending on its development, and faster. So it's 25% faster, which makes it even better. So you can conquer and convert things cheaper and faster, and that makes administrative in the administrative idea groups the best one, pretty much, just for this idea. Having this is just a bonus. Everything else you can ignore. Number of states is actually fantastic, +5. That is, these 2 things are nice additions to this. So it's just, when you play the game and you take administrative ideas, you mainly just take the first 2 up to here, so you get this, and then you usually don't go any further unless you're swimming in admin points, because you'll gimp yourself. So like I said, just go up to here, and then when you're overflowing in admin points, then you can fill out the complete group. But this is all you need at the beginning. When to take administrative ideas, it's quite a difficult question. Some nations might take it as its first idea. You can also take it later on in the game. Its use never really runs out. The earlier you take it, naturally, the more effective it is. And it's just difficult taking administrative or religious. An example is the Ottoman Empire, or Poland, or Russia. These 2 ideas are just great, and it's just so hard to choose between them. That's why administrative ideas is quite a nightmare to talk about, because everyone will have a different opinion on it. But these 2 are the reasons why you take these groups, and if you need them or if you find them effective, then take the idea. Humanist ideas. Humanist ideas is the most powerful idea group in the game, and also one that you usually don't take. I'm sure you know why. You struggle to take humanist ideas even though it's incredible, and it's because of administrative and religious ideas, because of the perks they offer. Now, humanist ideas, it is one of those ideas that just, it's a newbie idea as well, and it's also something you can take a bit later in the game, so it doesn't have to be one of your first ideas, but it is perfect for a beginner. If you're not interested in massive world conquests and massive amounts of conquering, but you want the game to be a bit easier. You don't want to deal with rebels and aggressive expansion and all these problems and religious conversions. When you conquer a land, the years of separatism, then humanist is the idea to pick. Religious unity plus 25% means you can normally you have 100%, and every time you conquer land that's of different religion, it'll go down by as many percent as the development of the land. But with religious, you start at 125%, so you can go down by another 25% and not have any negative modifiers on your country. So that's great. -2 unrest is great. Tolerance of heretics and heathens. If you have a lot of foreign religions, it means that, like you see here, the rebellion chance, the negative mood, here unrest chance is lower, and that's always good because that stops rebels. And rebels are annoying because when rebels spawn, they devastate your land, they kill your troops. So when you have to send troops over there, it costs you manpower, which in turn costs you money, and manpower and money are important, specifically at the beginning of the game. And if you're trying to conquer a lot of land over a big distance, you might have to then send your troops all over the place, and it's annoying. Years of separatism means when you conquer a land, you get a modifier of -15, but with this one it's -10, so I believe it's only -5. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, and it ticks down by, I believe, by -1 a year. Max promoted cultures is interesting. It means you can have more cultures that are accepted, and that means these modifiers here, if we conquer this land and then we accepted Francian, actually we have Francian anyway, but if the English say they accepted the culture of Francian, they wouldn't have these negative modifiers. So it means you can have 2 more of these accepted cultures. Improved relations is fantastic. It means anything negative, such as breaking an alliance, aggressive expansion, conquering land, all these things, they tick down a lot faster by 30%. I believe it's additive and not multiplicative though. Idea cost -10% is incredible. It means when you take an idea like this, usually it costs 400 for one idea, one of these ideas. With this, -10% means it's 360, so it's nice, it's lovely, really. So there you go. When it comes to administrative ideas, you're pretty much spoilt for choice, and sometimes too much choice can make the game incredibly difficult. But I'd advise you to, if you're really new to the game and want an easy game, take a military idea group first, like defensive or offensive, and then there's your second idea, maybe take humanist, and then exploration, and then humanist. Yeah, so take defensive, exploration, humanist, that kind of thing if you're playing someone like Spain as a beginner. But if you want to try and conquer as much as possible, you're looking at religious or administrative as your first administrative ideas to pick, if you're picking one, if you want to pick an admin idea. And humanist ideas can be taken later on in the game, like I said, so don't worry if you take it like it's your 6th idea group, like around here. It doesn't really matter. I mean, like I said, it's a quality of life thing. It makes the game easier, which is not a bad thing. Yeah, I mean, the game is difficult and annoying, can be as annoying as it is anyway.